สูงขึ้นได้ปะ
Okay, welcome back to the Roman Anton podcast. We are in the Roman Anton podcast studio. Frank, we good to go? You were out of the chair quickly there. I wasn't sure what happened. I am welcoming Kosum Boy.
Hello, Kosum Boy.
Yeah.
Swadee krap, everyone.
What does Kosum mean? Does that mean something?
Kosum is kind of like an area where I grew up in.
Ah.
So it's an area in a district called Don Mueang.
Oh, okay. Out by
Yeah.
the airport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the airport, yeah.
So is it the airport is the Kosum area, or is it Don Mueang its own area and then Kosum's next to it?
Kosum is kind of like a neighborhood, you know,
Okay.
like a little neighborhood in the district Don Mueang, in Don Mueang. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, in my sort of growing upness, and I would call, so I'm from Racine, Wisconsin, so I would call someone a Racine boy. So to say Kosum Boy would make perfect sense to me now.
Okay.
Yeah. But if Kosum was like an apple or a squirrel or something, then it would make the same sense. But okay, so and now some of the video locations you've picked make more sense to me. Like one of your videos was under the Maksan airport rail, but you've had that sort of same rail out in your neighborhood for years that was incomplete, right?
Yeah.
And so that whole vibe, you've been used to seeing that sort of empty underpass area with graffiti,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I forget the name of that rail, but maybe it has a train on it now. But interesting. Okay, so welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we've known each other 4 or 5 years now, but we rarely see each other, and it's usually only in the context of being at venues or out and around. But I hear people talking about you, and I hear mutual friends talking about you all the time. So,
In a good way or
yeah,
a bad
well,
way?
you know, it's funny because I sort of prejudged you because of the business side in which we met, right? And so I thought you were X, and then I listened to your music this week, and you've had a ongoing music thing that I was largely unaware of, and I'm sorry to say that. Even though I did the speaker box sessions and Kingpin helped sponsor those sessions acoustically,
Yeah.
I remember watching those and I thought, oh, I like that one song. I gotta go back and look at that, and I never did that. And so, too bad for me because I could have followed you better. But I'm glad you came in because I looked at this. So, Kosum Boy, he said Don Mueang, that's a part of Bangkok. That was the first time I came to Bangkok in the early 90s. I flew into that airport. That was the international airport.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a elevated freeway, so you drove the streets into the city.
Yeah.
And it was a much more intimidating drive back then, I think. And so my first introductions to Bangkok were street level as opposed to elevated. And I think that changes the perception. You know, it was down low, rivery, klongs, water, trees, you know, tropical to me. Because I come from a place in the United States that it's not tropical.
I feel like Thailand and Bangkok give you a lot of like a 70s kind of atmosphere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. And I want to ask the right question here. What is the 70s atmosphere to you?
Uh, a bit undeveloped.
Okay. What else?
I mean, in a sense of like constructions and
Yeah.
infrastructure
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like no tall buildings.
Right, right.
Yeah.
How about like bell bottoms? Like what, Frank? What'd you say? Silum.
Silom vibes.
Okay.
No, we gotta skip that one.
Okay, all right. I don't know what that is, but okay, we'll have to come back to that. So, but like 70s to me has like in America, you know, bell bottom pants, you know, big hats or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
I see. Yeah.
yeah. So is it that too? Is it both?
Well, we don't like Thailand doesn't have anything like that, but I think like, I mean, like I think like the low key part of that kind of like,
Yeah.
like the street kind of thing.
Okay.
The dirt.
Okay.
Or,
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so let me focus in on this. Elephant pants. Does that mean anything to you? You see tourists walking around in elephant pants?
Does that mean anything to me?
Yeah.
To me, it's good for the country, you know.
Is that a 70s thing? Or is that just a tourist thing?
I think it's a tourist thing.
Okay. So how about your outfit in the video Mama's Boy? And we'll go back to that. Is that a 70s outfit?
No.
Is that a 70s sound in that video?
No, I don't think so. What do you think? Like,
I don't know. I'm really confused because I said that when we were walking up the steps when I went down to meet you when you came over here. Your sound is very unique to me, and when I listened to it, when I heard it in the speaker box sessions, it was obviously well recorded, but not super produced. Right? It's a live session. I heard, so I heard the live session, and you guys are jumping around, and you know you're performing, right? So then I went back and listened, and I don't have, you know, and I hate when people ask me this, you know, you sound like X, or who do you think you sound like? And you're like, I'm doing originals, so I hope I sound like myself, right? I didn't have anyone that I thought, wow, these guys sound just like that. But a synthesizer player, 2 guitars maybe, or maybe more, overdubbing, bass, drum. So five guys, I think, in the band.
Yes,
or at
5
least,
guys. Yeah, we have 5 guys.
and then you do other things. So you may have a tambourine, or I'm sure you do a lot of stuff that we don't see when you do it live. But yeah, okay. So Don Muang area, that's when I saw it.
Yeah.
You say 70s vibe, concur, but then you talked about in terms of developments. Do you think the city is, as you go downtown, is less like that? Is more developed? Is
yes.
not a 70s town? Okay.
Yes.
Right. So the mall areas, right, are
Yeah.
super modern and crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you live out in Don Muang? Is that where your house is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you commute in for music activities? You drive?
Yeah, I do a lot of like music, like songwriting and like recording there, you know.
Mm-hmm. And so the thing I saw, what I just told you coming up the steps was, I thought I wrote it down. I write stuff down sometimes to remember, and then I can't find it because my handwriting's horrible. Practice space. Yeah. Kosum Don Muang. Yeah, there it was. That's what it said. Kosum Don Muang in it. Okay. Is that someone else's studio, or is that your home studio?
It's my home studio.
Okay. Yeah. Lots of stuff. I mean, gear. You got a lot now.
Yeah.
Taking over the house.
A lot of gear. A lot of commitment. You know. Like,
yeah. It's hard to stack all that up in inner Bangkok with the square meters you get, right? So you're probably better off out there if you're going to expand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you start? So did you go to school out there? Did you grow up out in Kosum Boy area, or did you go somewhere else? Are you from somewhere else?
I would say that my root is southern. My parents are from the south.
Where? What city?
My mom's from Surat Thani.
Oh, okay.
And my dad's from Songkhla.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I was born in Bangkok.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm very used to like I'm super familiar with the southern atmosphere. You know, I think that's why I can speak good English, because I hear like "by night, my pru." It's like, it sounds like English. you know,
Yeah, yeah.
what are you doing, man? Like, sorry.
That's all right.
It's
Say
like
whatever you want.
it tends to go up. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
by night,
Huh. Really?
yeah, something like that.
So
that's why.
against the rules of tonality, it goes up.
Yeah, it's like up.
Okay.
Tends to go up. Like,
Huh.
yeah.
So you know, in America, I guess there's a whole bunch of prejudices or generalizations or stereotypes. You know, Southern usually, there's a Southern accent, I think people say in America. I don't know if you can hear that. I think I can hear it. There's a speed, you know, usually fast New York talker or something.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
in Texas, seems like a little slower speed when I lived there, New Orleans. Is there that same thing? Because all of Thailand is pretty hot and tropical. So is there a pace difference from north to south? I like people in Songkla slower, like, hey, calm down, my pen rai. You know, like, because y'all are pretty my pen rai, right? Everyone's sort of like, calm down.
Yeah.
No? Okay. So did you grow up there? You were born in Bangkok, you said. Did you go back, family home or something?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes if we go back.
So Songkla's on the water. I mean, there's a coastal part to Songkla, and
Yes.
it has a lot of the oil industry stuff down there. So that I know it from that past life. Suratani is a bigger area, right?
Yes.
Is it coastal or is it inland at Suratani where you're there?
It's kind of coastal, but there's some islands
Yeah.
that are connected to the town.
Okay.
You know, like Got Samui,
Right.
you know, Got Chang.
Right.
Yeah.
And so did you hang out on those when you were younger or now, recently?
I mean, when visiting there, sometimes I do like hang out there. Like sometimes I grew up with like my grandparents, right?
Right.
So stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm trying to ask: are you an island boy or are you a city boy? I guess you.
I'm more of a city boy
Yeah.
because I've spent most of my life in Bangkok.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
I'm more on that side.
Okay. How about the food? I mean, the food down there. I remember eating Songkla at Songkla seafood restaurants, and even when I asked for not spicy down there, it was pretty spicy for me. Whatever that means, whatever. It could be a restaurant, could be the person, but
Yeah.
I like the food down there. But a lot of times it was sort of precluded because of the spice. They just couldn't in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Where do you go with your Thai food? Is spicy, regular, normal, or do you eat Big Macs every day?
I would say like regular. Yeah.
Okay.
My spiciness tolerance is kind of medium. You know.
All right. That's a dumb interview question.
Yeah.
I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
All right. So Bangkok, lifer, you went to school here. You roamed the streets as a kid, and you grew up here. And so, anything to say about that? You liked it? You hated it? You're afraid of it? Greatest city in the world? What's your thinking?
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy my life, my journey, and I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to, you know, that I got my soul in my body, and my body is right here.
Yeah.
And going through my journey, I'm very happy right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was the impression I had when we first met, and it hasn't changed when I've interacted with you and you've seen whatever else or whatever nonsense we're discussing. It seems like you're settled and happy. And watching your videos, it's pretty apparent. This is, regardless of the theme of the song, you deliver a positive thing, I think. Right? It's sort of strange to say, but I was watching that and I thought, this seems like the guy. But it's the vibe and the sound are really, you pay attention to him. So when did you start playing music, or when did listening music? What was the first music stuff in your life? Was it listening, playing? Did you live next to a music shop?
Well,
or?
my first memory of liking music was probably when I was like around 9, 10. Because I'm Thai, right? I grew up listening to like Thai pop, and like Thai rock, like maybe like Anan Anwa,
Sure.
and like Cycloso, Body Slam.
Right.
I grew up listening to them, and then like later on in life, I started listening to like music from the West. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So Body Slam is a young boy. Yeah, so they're now in their 20th year of playing together, I think, right? So
yeah.
So they could have been one of your original early influences.
Yes.
Right, which is strange because then they've been together, so it's a comparable thing in the West. It'd be U2. You could have grown up listening to U2 in the 80s and you can still listen to them, right? And even the Foo Fighters, if you count prior gigs. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so was the Thai Western division intentional, or was it just because it was easier to access Thai music that you were listening to Thai music?
When I was younger,
Yeah.
It was indeed easier because the internet wasn't a big thing.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like now, it's no discrimination, right? It's whatever's next on the player.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of things on the internet right now.
And so how did you digest your music then? Was it albums, cassettes? Was it live? Was it TV from 7 to 9 at night? Was it
mostly TV?
Yeah.
And like cassette tapes and like CDs, like albums.
Right. Was the video a big way of hearing it for the first time, or was it more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, growing up, I saw like there's some like Thai TV like music TV channels like Chongjet. You know Chongjet, right?
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. There's like a local Thai TV channel called Chongjet, and sometimes there's have like a concert TV program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and sometimes I got to watch like MTV.
Right.
That was my first access to sort of like Western music.
Gosh, I feel like there's a cynical response to that now, like how we got what we got. So let's just say Live Nation controls live venues. I'm just making that up, but let's just say, you don't have a choice at the high level to 10,000, 5,000 people, and they just sort of control it, and acts get through and acts don't because of their connection to Live Nation. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I wonder back if when you're growing up, like how controlled that MTV access was to what we got. Because I think about when I grew up in Milwaukee, WQFM, Racine, it was one of the 2 or 3 stations that had good, clear reception. So in the car, on my radios or whatever, Walkmans or whatever I had then, someone was making those decisions, right? And it was linear. So it was one song, the next song you couldn't speed ahead, speed back.
Oh, yeah.
And I had things like, King Biscuit Flower Hour was on Sunday nights. And so I would wait a week or a month for that.
Oh, yeah.
And there'd be like, Daryl Hall and John Oates live, King Biscuit Flower Hour from Philadelphia. I'd sit and wait and get my headphones on. And maybe I'd get my cassette and I'd record it and then have her. And I never really questioned the source. I just waited for mine to come up or maybe listen to some new stuff. But you felt like it got to you honestly, or did you, looking back, does it feel like there was a puppet master, a Grammy on Asok, like, yeah, this is who the boys are going to listen to now.
Controlling.
Yeah.
Maybe controlling how
pace and flow and who
of the TV channel, right?
Yeah, or whatever the medium is.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, like, the media.
Right. But was it apparent to you as a kid, or did you just onboard what was out there, or were you discerning? She's like Body Slam and not this band, not Nuvo or Move or whatever. Just were you making decisions, or were your friends helping you, or how were you doing that?
You mean like how I follow?
The back then
the TV channel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I didn't like think too much.
Yeah.
Like whatever the TV channel played, I just okay, this is good. I like this band. This band, like, sorry. So this band, like, came up. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I just wait for like the next one. Okay, I like this band.
Yeah.
I don't like this band.
And would you run out and go buy it in whatever form you could get it?
You mean like in terms of like
Having a cassette or an album?
Yeah.
And so were you a collector, or were you just, you'd like what you liked and you got that?
I was a collector, yeah. Like, because when I found bands that I liked, they made me want to collect their CDs and like albums. Yeah.
I think that's why I got all this stuff around me. I think this is the byproduct of me liking to collect. You know, I mean, and do you still have those cassettes in some box somewhere? Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, you know, that defines who you are as much as what you're doing, right? Like, you have all those things. You probably threw away all of your notebooks and books from teaching in school, like your early math books got thrown out or given back. You kept the music, right? You know, you keep what you want and what you're interested in. And so I think of all the stuff I've thrown away, but I always kept the musical stuff. And so the Beatles albums, you know, from way back when, right?
The Beatles.
So when did you get into the Beatles? So when did you get the Western music? What were 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, or what?
Like around 12, 13 when I started get too serious with playing the guitar, you know.
Yeah. So
like I want to learn songs. Yeah. I wanted to learn songs. Yeah.
So guitar was your first instrument?
Yes.
And were you singing along to stuff too, or was it just guitar?
First I just played the guitar.
Yeah.
Guitar.
Taught yourself, or do you have lessons or school?
I got lessons. But then I just found out that I don't know if I found out, but I just let's try singing. So then I just I stick to singing ever since.
12 years old maybe?
From that time?
Yeah,
sorta
13,
around.
14, 12, 11,
yeah.
And so C chord, A chord, sing along.
Yeah.
What were some of the first songs you learned in entire English? Either ones, like, and did you figure them out on your own, or did your teacher help you?
My teacher helped me.
Yeah.
And also there's like some, like some there was like some books,
Right.
Yeah.
Right, the music book.
Yeah, like music books.
What were the first ones you bought or got a hold of, or your teacher gave you? Like Body Slam's first album?
Yeah. Body Slam, Modern Dog.
Yeah. And right, Modern Dog. Okay, they're revivaling tour now. Yeah. So would you just go crazy over that material and read it and memorize it, or did you just love having it, or what was the motivation in the material? Was it your collection? Like, would you show people like, oh, I got the Modern Dog book, or I got the Body Slam sheet music, look at this? Or was it more personal? Was it more like
some close friends,
Yeah.
Hey, like Luke, I got like this Body Slam album.
Yeah,
the newest album. Look,
let's go play it. Let's figure it out. Let's play along with it.
Something like that.
And could you do it, or did you need help, external help, like a teacher or
just to play a Body Slam song or a song, right?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends though.
Right. So complicated stuff.
Yeah.
How about now? Like, can you hear it and play it, or is that a goal of yours, or are you just more committed to your own stuff? Like, I'll do that next decade. I'll figure out Elvis Costello songs or something. Just not now.
What was your question?
Yeah. Do you? So did you pick up the habit of listening so you could play them as well? Like, I'm going to listen to those, and now I'm going to learn them, and then I'm going to sing them, and then I'm going to go to school and I'm going to play them at the dance, and I'll sing Body Slam songs for school, at a competition or something, or for my class. Were you learning music to play at that age, or you were just into music?
I was interested in music competitions too, but I never won music competitions.
And you'd go and play solo guitar?
Yeah.
Huh.
But
were you nervous?
Oh man, super nervous. Yeah.
Did you cry and stuff? Like,
no.
Okay.
No. But I always thought like it was like like learning experience. So
yeah. And what was it to like other students, and then faculty or parents, and you'd play to maybe 50 people, 10 people, 3 people when you were in those competitions? Or were they huge? Was it like the whole school doing it and you'd get on stage?
It was like, I think there was a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah. But
That's interesting as a kid, right?
yeah, if you're a kid and if you're new to a stage, to an audience, you're gonna get that nervousness, like, oh man. But it's fun. Yeah.
Do you have video of that stuff?
No.
Well, right?
No,
I bet you a lot of people now have.
No.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if that pops up, because I'm
Yeah.
sure there's tapes of that in someone's drawer of you playing
Yeah.
Mary Had a Little Lamb or whatever your big childhood song was.
Yeah.
Okay, so then when do you start turning to music and playing it in band format with friends or with the band? Was that more recently, or did you at 15, 16, did you get on stage?
Well, you mean like when I started to get more serious about forming a band, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's go back. Let's travel back in time.
Here we go.
So I started my first band in my late high school time,
Okay.
right? Like right after the high school graduation.
Okay, so I would call that 18 years old.
Yeah, around that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I formed the first band, the first serious band ever in my life,
Okay.
with a bunch of friends.
Okay.
So, and we got really, really serious. And we until because this band got me kind of like a record deal too. Yeah, but I don't know if maybe I'll put the record label's name down. Sorry. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. That band got me a record deal, and
At 18,
no, like around
19 or 20.
24, 25.
Oh, okay, so you were with it for a while then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've played together for
Okay,
a very
so
long
it
time.
is not Kosum Boy.
It wasn't Kosum Boy. Yeah.
Members from Kosum Boy are from that first band? And is there any overlap or no?
Well, they don't play in Kosum Boy. Yeah.
Okay, so that's done.
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
done. Yeah.
Okay. And was that like 6 years of struggle to get signed, or was it easy?
Oh man, wasn't easy. Yeah.
And how did you get acknowledged? Let's just say that when labels see you and acknowledge you and offer you something, regardless of what it is, that's something has happened. Was that just playing out all the time, or was it you knew someone, or the company's dad?
I think they discovered us on the internet, because right after signing the contract, I won kind of like an award. I got an award, and then like a few months after, a big record producer contacted us on Facebook, telling us that he was interested.
Oh, okay,
in
cool.
us. Yeah.
And so, in your childhood, social media, digital music wasn't significant, and then bam, all of a sudden you're finishing high school and it starts to be the thing. So you were steeped and taught and trained in social media at its genesis, and it helped you. Yeah, so it's a friend of yours generally, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a long, hard haul for a couple of years with bandmates. Were you singing, playing, writing? What was your role in that first band?
I wrote every songs.
Okay, ouch.
I played guitar.
Okay.
And then I sang. Yeah, that was my role. Yeah.
Okay, so you're band leader. So you've never not been your band leader. You've always been in musical enterprises that you were at lead or co-lead, or
Yeah.
like the Eagles, you were one of the awesome 5 dudes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
why. I don't know.
Well,
why.
I think your bandmates probably said you're a good writer and you write good tunes and melodies. So
I don't know. Maybe.
well, it's not a factual thing, but it's probably closer to a factual thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then was that a significant Do we name that band, or is that band not nameable? You'd rather not name it?
You want me to say
I don't-
the band's name?
Yeah, if you want to. If you don't, you don't have to.
It's fine. The band's called Diaries.
Okay, cool.
Diaries.
Good name. And do they have social media? That's
Yes.
out there and old?
Yes.
So is there anything on YouTube for Diaries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in Thai or English?
Both.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I should have asked before. There was enough of a gap that I thought these things are too good now for there not to be a longer history, right? Like Mama's Boy is like, this is not a lucky fourth song. I was like, there's a lot of work behind this. Where am I not seeing? So this explains a lot. And so, good. Oh, well, we'll take a look at Diaries. Maybe we'll have a second podcast if this works out. Okay. But you're now just playing the Kosum Boy songs, right?
Yes.
Or-
This
yeah.
right now Kosum Boy is like my kid, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Getting sort of adult though. It's growing up.
Yeah.
Great. So so you have the break with the band or the label or both or them and everyone. They're no longer part of your life, or are they still your friends?
They're still my friends, yeah.
Okay.
But we're not we just like
Yeah,
basically we just don't kind of
Yeah. Jive anymore.
yeah.
So do they show up at your gigs from time to time?
I mean
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
all right,
Sorry.
sorry.
It's sort of like
Sorry.
it's sort of like
Sorry.
a Beatles breakup. Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you and Paul will meet one day at the
Sorry.
Dakota. Go good. And so, when did so that was 25? You were 25, 26 breakup. When did you start writing for yourself or for Kosum Boy? Then when did you start to do that?
Like right after the old band,
Okay.
kind of disbanded.
Were you keeping material back for yourself while you were in Diaries? Were there a couple you're like they don't want to play this? This one they won't play, so I'm not going to let them listen to it. And were you keeping stuff?
From Diaries.
Yeah.
Well, I don't play Diaries' music
Right.
anymore. Just like
Right, but did you have songs that you thought I can't play this song I wrote with Diaries, so I'm going to have to do this on my own or with a new band? Was that thinking happening, or were you?
sometimes like a thought comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that you're in Kosum Boy, you're doing all the writing and all the songs and
Yes.
playing guitar. Are you playing piano or drums or anything when you produce? Are you jumping in and fixing stuff?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like your social media shots of your time in the studio looks pretty collaborative. It looks like everyone's there and working, which is fun, right? And when the crew is there, sort of getting feedback. Yeah. Okay, and so do you, sitting in your head now, Kosum Boy, I'd say 6 to 20 songs that I've seen, 6 to 15. It's hard to tell. The live speaker box sessions, 3 years old at this point. I think you played 5 or 6 songs, and the videos for some of those just came out. So I assume 2018, 2019 is sort of when you had your band breakup, or
Yeah, around that time.
okay, yeah. So did COVID slow you down, or speed you up, or neither?
No, it didn't slow me down.
Yeah.
It
Did it help you that time alone? Like
COVID.
Yeah.
People didn't like COVID, but I really
Yeah.
liked the crisis.
Yeah.
I think whenever your life is down, that's when you learn.
Yeah.
But when you're up, you learn nothing.
You learn differently for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think you're saying you're happy there was a COVID, but the crisis strengthened you in terms of. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think everyone was happy,
Yeah.
but I'm glad in a positive way.
Yeah.
I'm glad that COVID hit me.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it hit everyone, but it
Yeah.
hit me. But
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I agree. So did you write Alone or Pretty Morning or Pup Pa Dub or any of the big songs during COVID?
I wrote a lot of songs
Yeah.
during that time. Yeah.
Mama's Boy?
Mama's Boy, Under Flower. I made Under Flower during that time.
So you have the video of that, and you have it in the speaker box session. Speaker box session was done in the COVID, right? Those were closed sessions, right?
Yeah.
So you wrote it in there. Yeah, that's a different song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Under Flower. I mean, that's sort of that's almost the ballad, right? Or Alone might be too, but when I think of, all right, Paradise City was the rock song, and then you had, Don't You Cry, or you sort of go through the second song is a slow song or whatever. I don't know if that matters anymore, but yeah, those are different, right? So you have sort of the Kosum Boy sound, and then you have that, and so and you came out of COVID saying, we got to play out, we got to get ready, we got to get out there, because it seems like you've had nonstop playing at various venues since a year and a half to 2 years ago, just sort of cranked it up. Yeah. And are you is the goal to play out as much as possible, or is the goal to play, record, make money, play, record, make money?
For Kosum Boy?
Yeah.
I got a little hope that Kosum Boy's music could cross over internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I get. All right. So. Yeah. Wherever it's. So does that? That means Grammys in LA is a goal or something. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So I sensed the Cat Radio thing when you did an interview. It looked like during COVID time for Cat Radio. So who knows how artificial or wacky that was. But then you charted for Cat Radio, and I'm not sure how that happened. I imagine that's a different focus when that happens, right? However it happens, whatever the mechanism is. So I forget which song that was for. I just looked at that. Do you remember what you charted on the Cat Radio chart?
Alone.
Right.
The song, right?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Alone.
And so you opened the speaker box sessions with that. That has a great, I mean, it's of your songs, it's a quieter opening, so it's an interesting song to start with, but it makes perfect sense to me because that studio you recorded in for those sessions was empty. So it's not going to be a big crowd to say like, play, rock and love and sound, right? That they may want to come out of the box hard. So that was interesting. So it charts. Were you instantly like, okay, I'm getting a positive reception to this, I need to gain access outside of Thailand? Is the thinking to not be here? Is the thinking to be here and to be popular and successful and to play bigger venues? What's the goal then? Is it international recognition, success, fame, and money, or is it? Do you see yourself as a Thai musician that hopes to stay in Thailand but have success around the world?
It's my guts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's all my guts.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I guess I ask you this because you write in English and Thai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any difference in that process for you?
Any difference in terms of writing, right?
I'm not sure.
In terms of how I process the two, right?
Right.
Well, writing in Thai, the tone is very fixed.
The tone of the words.
Yeah, the tone of the word.
Like, I love you is not doing. Like yours is going to be musical in Thai. I see.
Yeah.
So does that change melody then, right?
Yeah. If you write songs in English, if you say like, okay, let's say I love you. If you rest the tone of the three words, right? No, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a better example.
You went high early.
It's still the same meaning.
Yeah, right.
But if you write ฉันรักคุณ
yeah.
ฉันรักคุณ I mean, it could
right.
mean like let's say no.
But wouldn't a Thai say, well, I know because the note is up that kun it means.
Yeah, it means like a different meaning, you know.
But you would have to be forced into saying, well, it can't mean that other meaning, so it has to mean I love you. Yeah, that's interesting. And so does that fool with you, or are you bilingual? You're so bilingual that it doesn't matter, and you're like, well, that's a bad rhyming word at that point, so I'll.
Yeah. But although I I like writing songs in English, but I have found that having Thai lyrics makes me unique
Yeah.
in a way, because that's my root, you know.
Yeah.
That's my root. That's my first language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So the one that leapt out in the speaker box series and then in the videos, not Dub, not the Dub Dub Dum, which is a musical.
Pup Pa Dub, right?
Yeah. That doesn't have a lot of Thai. I'm trying to think backwards now. Alone is English. Pretty Morning. Is that one? No, that's the line from it. Huh. What's your most Thai song? I'm trying to do my analysis here. My
Thai song, I think, from the live session video.
yeah. Pup Pa Dub.
Yeah, Pup Pa Dub.
Yeah. Okay. Because you sound different doing it, and you have a different voice when you're singing those Thai words and blasting through them, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, sort of reminded me of like the different David Bowies. I was like, okay, this is really sort of changes this thing up. I didn't say musically he's changed much from this song or like the vibe you're creating, but it was just interesting to note. Sort of the first time I've run into that. I talked to Jonathan Wisson and Young Wolf about the same thing. Like
he's my hero.
Right.
Pete Joe.
Yeah, right.
He's really cool.
Right. Pete Joe. Really cool, yeah. Right. He gave us 5 different names when he came in that day. I said, what am I supposed to call you? But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because he doesn't really seem to care if he does English or Thai, and I think he sings equally as hard. You know, I think he lets it fly both ways. So it's really interesting to watch him just sort of.
But one thing about me singing in sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
The microphone. Singing in English, right? I think my voice can flow easier in English. Like, you know, when I sing like
Yeah, and you also did Pretty Morning singing, Shining. You did a falsetto and Alone that I thought he's not going to try that in Thai. And maybe you would, but I thought, and it sounded really nice. And I thought, oh, boy, over time, that's going to be super strong as you write that and use it or don't use it. But when you have 60 songs, you're going to have tried a lot of different things, you know, and recorded them in the studio. But I was really interested to see you do that in English. And I thought I wonder if that's harder. You know, that's when I heard you do it, I thought that's got to present some options in word choices or intonations or tones, right? Like you'd consider in Thai. But that was cool. So, okay, so you're coming out of COVID. You're loading up the band. Are the band members stable now? Is it always been the same crew?
Very stable.
Yeah.
I would say we're so solid.
Okay.
We're so solid, man.
And they all live in the same neighborhood?
We're not in the same neighborhood, but we're in like different areas. But we could meet. You know.
You get together.
Yeah,
as
we
needed.
could get together.
No one's from out of town. No one's flying in from.
Everyone's in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Everyone's city boys.
And do any of them help you with the writing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they have their own? Is there another lead vocalist in the band or no?
No. Yeah. We have like our bass player. Sometimes he sings harmonies.
Yeah. Not a lot of that though yet.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I was surprised at how, you know, whether you're going to admit to this or not, you're the center of attention. You know, and it's interesting because in Alone in the video, I remember watching that when you filmed it. You have a tambourine. I think you don't have it right away. I think you do. I think the song opens to a dance move, right? Check this out. Yeah. And then to the tambourine, and then to the guitar. And I thought, all right, there's the boss of this organization. So it was. Well, I was glad to see it because, you know, it was interesting. I didn't know what your thing was, and then I remember watching that the first time. But your videos, in particular, the one in Benji Park, I forget what song that is. That's probably the.
When You're Around?
Yeah. Right, that was a fun song, sort of upbeat. A couple other people were singing in the video. Yeah, and you guys were having fun.
Yeah.
How about these videos? It seemed you really Yeah, tell me how you do your video process. Is it you coming up with it and bossing people around, or is it collective?
Well, our first idea, no, actually, the guy I gotta credit my friend who, sorry, wait,
That's right.
I gotta credit my friend Boris. He's a very good cinematographer, right? So he did this video for us. He shot the video, and then he also did the editing. So he came up with the idea. There was like I think it was like a Mick Jagger's kind of song where he had kind of like a, that kind of stick attached to his body, and then there's like cameras stick to the end of that.
Right.
So he was like, hey, hey Tana, hey Tana, let's do that. And I was like, okay, yeah, that looks good. That, like that suits the musical vibe of the song,
right?
And that's how it went.
Right, and it has that round feeling too. It's not just a straight shot of you on the end of a stick. It's a camera that has some depth. So yeah, that was a good video. I think there's a shot of is he have blonde hair? Boris, or is he Thai?
He's Russian. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a Frang or there's a Westerner in there, or whatever we call it. Okay, good. I thought the Makasan Airport Railway, when you're underneath that one, which I think is Rock and Love, the circular shots of the fight sequence, I thought were very cool. And I thought they really sort of fit your band, because you're not a martial arts band. I'm just going to take the liberty of saying that, right? And we're not expecting you to open up MMA fights, maybe someday. But
it could be used for like sports.
Yeah, but very sort of tongue-in-cheek, cool fight sequences between you and one of the other band members? Or was it a friend?
That was a friend.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so just, it was cool, and I thought that was a very good video concept. So who came up with that? Was that yours?
It was me and a friend of mine.
Yeah. And then if we jump into Mama's Boy, even the introductory recording, I think it says, please wait, or it's a fake, right? So it's like a green screen, and then it says please wait, and then the video starts, and then it's you walking in an ugly spot next to a fence, right? And then it skips, and then it jumps into some other action. So it's, I thought it was, this is very different. And the vibe right away, it struck me that, you're not in a band setting, you're outside, this is going to be some fictitious plot-driven thing or not, and you're carrying what appears to be a stuffed doll. At some point in that video, you get over the fence somehow, and you're in a fashionable outfit. Right?
Yeah, it was very fashionable.
Right, and that's when you said earlier, 70s, I mean, it was a look, right? Is it contemporary? I don't know. Is it carried forward from a style that Louis Vuitton did 60 years ago? I don't know. Or is it current now? I don't know. I mean, I'd have to let you answer that. But the vibe of it was very, at that point, based on the other videos, I thought, this is a Kosum Boy video. This is a vibe in the song, and this is a complete package as a song. And you're not trying to jam or do cartwheels or anything. You're playing a doll as a synthesizer sound or something. Yeah. It's not ironic. It's, it's not like you not having your guitar plugged in and playing. It's, and it's very interesting. I thought that was a very interesting, excellent sounding mix and just a good concept. And so as I move through the other songs you have, and I would I think maybe if it's okay, if you say it's okay, when I mention songs, we might clip in a little piece. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah.
And then we can put the links in your thing. Alone have actual videos now, as opposed to just the speaker box. The Rock and Love and Sound has its actual video solid. The Mama's Boy you didn't play in that speaker box session, so that's my first introduction to that. I think it's on SoundCloud and other areas.
Yeah.
When Ya Round has its own. That's the one in the Benja Kitty Park with the Mick Jagger camera. Great falsetto, but great themes.
Yeah. And sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, please.
Also, I So we just released another song a few days ago, but we haven't promoted yet. So the new song is called what's it called? Sorry, it's called Moon Ride.
Huh, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
we haven't put it on YouTube yet, but
okay.
right now it's on streaming like
Okay.
Spotify and like Apple Music.
Huh, I thought
Yeah.
I looked all those up for you. I kept
Yeah,
checking
yeah,
this
yeah,
week.
yeah.
Moonride.
Yeah.
Nice. You have a video or not? Next up,
For
Moonride.
not yet.
So you're just gonna do music release,
Yeah,
let that roll for a while. Are you
Yeah.
playing it out?
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you in the last couple of weeks, or is it new? Did you just record it and finish it last week, or is it an old song that you've been playing of yours, or is this new material?
We made it like a few months ago.
Okay.
And then like after like a few rehearsal times, I was like, I told my friend, okay, let's record this song. You know,
Okay.
it sounds good, man. Let's record it.
Hmm.
And then we just like boom, 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 like in, I don't know, like 1 month,
Nice.
you know. And then after that, we just did like some mixing, mastering, done, boom, yeah.
What is the Maison of Artists? Is that a studio you record at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in RCA.
Okay. And do you have a preferred recording venue,
A preferred recording venue.
or do you do it at home?
Pro
Tools. One of you smart.
It depends, you know. It depends on what you want to feel. Because sometimes if you only spend time in your own studio, you're just gonna see like the same pictures, like the same corner, the same wall, and you're not gonna get any new idea. But if you go to like a different studio,
Yeah.
you will get like a different approach. You get like different ideas, different inspiration.
Yeah.
You meet different people. So, you know.
Who do you use then? Where have you been? Maison of Artists, RCA.
Well, we went to Amazon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was like, the
Okay.
only different one.
Okay,
We
so
went
that's
to.
your place. Is that out?
Yeah.
That's at RCA, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it owned by some popular person? I don't know. Some Thai dude.
It's owned by, I'm not sure where he's from. He's kind of like a very good like sound engineer. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you want to shout out his name, or does he go by Mr. X? Okay, so
Sorry.
Maison, Maison of Artists, RCA. RCA is a part of town, probably not on the map, but
Yeah.
it's what do we call Pechenbury, Rama IV. I don't know what streets we bound it by. But lots of music stuff over there. There's the Sioux drums are over there, and there's guitar shops and stuff. We don't really have Music Street, you know, with 50 shops, but this is still sort of the neighborhood. You got String Shop, you got CT Music, you got, but that's another area. So cool. So you've got, are you sitting on 10 songs, 20 songs, 50 songs, or are all of your ideas, you move them quickly to the band and then to recording? How do you maintain your flow?
You mean the
New stuff. So Moonride's new, didn't exist last year. New song. You got 10 of those in your head, or
You mean like the songs in the pipeline?
yeah,
or
yeah.
we have a lot of like unreleased songs, and like some were recorded, some were just like were just got written.
Yeah.
You know.
Demos. How do you do your demos in the studio? You just sort of
Funny thing. Because I like it old school. You know, I don't usually like make demos that much because sometimes because I really like old school bands like the Beatles, Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
Sometimes they just jam, you know.
Yeah.
Let's jam, and like sometimes we just like, okay, let's say I'd write a song, right, and then me and my friends get together at a rehearsal room, and then there's like I throw songs at them. Okay, let's play this song, and we just jam it out. Yeah.
So you're moving your fingers like you have a riff. Is it usually you on guitar, or do you say drummer, taka 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 taka, bass player, boo do do do, or how do you do it?
Sometimes I would have ideas for my friends, but sometimes my friends can like make ideas for me. They can just figure out ideas for me.
Do you do voice notes on your phone? Do you
Yes, a lot. Yeah.
That seems to be, if I listen, if you listen to podcasts and listen to musicians getting interviewed, the nature of things isn't that far away from what it was when recording devices appeared. You get a copy down, you sing along with it. Just now it's digital, it's easier, it's smaller. You can haul stuff out. You can play GarageBand, you can play guitar chords on your GarageBand. Yeah. And so do you get ideas and lose them, or do you capture all of your ideas that you get somehow?
Sometimes I mean, if I find that a song has potential, I would like grab it like tightly.
Yeah.
I would like really record it, and I sometimes put it like maybe into like like, let's say call it safe, right?
Yeah, sure.
I would put it on.
Yeah, get it preserved.
Yeah, like drive.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah.
No, I get you.
Yeah, but I would grab it tightly.
Right, you wouldn't leave it on your voice notes because those aren't committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And do you make sure you have lyrics, or do you say, well, the main words I'll be rhyming with are going to be moon and cheese, and get that into the lyric, but have like la 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 love. Do you or do you sit and labor over the lyrics and say, get the lyrics now, get the final first draft, and we can change stuff later?
It depends though. If I think if I'm in a good mood, I would just like, let's make lyrics. Boom, boom, and it would just like come out so quick. Yeah, but some songs it takes forever to get words out.
Yeah, I was listening. I don't know if you know the musician Billy Joel. A hit maker from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Fantastically prominent U.S. musician. I think a lot of people know him and still love him and follow him. New York icon, just huge. And he released a song this year. And he has a lyric line that I thought, I think, I'm going to see if I can remember how it goes. Maybe you love me, maybe you don't. Maybe you'll learn true, maybe you won't. And the song is so beautiful at that point. I was like, boy, that's a pretty simple lyric, though. But with his voice singing it, and the way he's playing the piano, and then the symphony that's backing him up, because this is the second verse, it's just a gut-wrenching song, because the whole song is gut-wrenching. But I was listening to it in the car for the 100th time in Bangkok traffic. I think I had my Spotify on repeat, so it's just, I think I was stuck on Sukhumvit going to play last night for 45 minutes, and I listened to the song 45 divided 3. So I listened to it 12 times, however many times. And every time I heard the line, I was like, God, is that good? And sometimes simple works and awesome. It's just,
oh man,
right?
Simplicity.
Yeah.
This is the best, I think.
Yeah. But I think your Mama's, I'm curious, did you get Mama's Boy in one shot, or did it take you a long time to get the lyrics? Do you remember?
I think it got me in one shot, but
Alone,
I wrote it pretty quick too.
Huh. And how about I would guess then Under Flower is a big song for you guys, right?
I did it quick too.
Yeah. Okay. So you dispose of the task, and good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying speed matters or length of time matters, cheese or wine or however, but the big pop songs, the Pup Pa Dub and the other one, I'm sure were easy for you too, because those are sort of beat songs and dance songs, and I'm sure your audience jumps around when you play those, right? So they serve a purpose, but they're still also catchy, and Wen Ya Round sort of is an upbeat song, but okay, interesting. So let's talk about the Bangkok music scene. I think you introduced me to some stuff. Cat radio, is cat radio a significant part of the music scene here?
For the alternative music.
Are you alternative?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that my music it isn't too in the mainstream side
Yeah.
of Thailand.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Are you pop?
My music, right?
Yeah.
I would say my root is rock, man.
Hmm.
Although although you listen to a lot of my music, right? It's kind of pop, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I love
Well,
I-
think of Pup Pa Dub when you come in. It's just the cleanest guitar sound you possibly have, right? And it's not rock right there, but the song rocks. But
yeah.
it's a super clean song, and it coming off of Alone in a set, it's like, I don't know who I compare that to. You know, that's why I said I struggled. Like, it's
Yeah.
clearly alternate, and I get your scene, and I get where you play, and I see the response that audiences have to you. So I'm like, okay, this is a cool. Well, I think we know what that means. I mean, you're in a scene here, and it's a music scene, and so I think it's a cool setup, and so I think calling you pop has implications, and I'm not doing that. But it's such a clean. Some of it's such a clean sound, and then the keyboard selections that you go along with that, they have a personality as well, right? You know, and bands that I had that relied on the synthesizer like that, like early Squeeze songs. Had that same, and the way you record them too then, right? And so you have a nice clean sound to it, even when it's going hard. And so I would imagine your audience is varied, right? I tried to look at sort of some of your social media to see who was following you and stuff, and it seems like it's a pretty broad group of people.
Yeah.
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 So that's interesting. So I think it's wide open, right, as to who can come and see you. So
Yeah.
who do you get paired up with? Do you get asks by venues to play with punk bands or metal bands?
Right now mostly punk band. Yeah, rock bands.
Yeah,
Sometimes like indie rock, indie pop.
right.
Yeah.
Who do you like playing with? Do you like to play with a certain band, or do you ask them to play with you? Joint billing or no?
Right now, I mean, right now I like Kazra, you know. Kazra, yeah.
Yeah. What is the so back to Cat Radio? So do they interview? You did an interview on there in Thai, so I tried listening to that, but I didn't understand anything. You need a mask on, so it made it even more confusing when I was watching. Do they bring groups together at all? Does the radio, or do they have events? Does Cat Radio? Do you do any Cat Radio stuff, or
Cat radio shows.
yeah?
We haven't done cat radio shows yet. Yeah, but yeah.
It seems odd because I don't know in America either what's going on. If like there's a KQRX concert or that must be Live Nation. I just don't understand how it works here. But I don't see the music scene here. I see venues that create their own scene, but it's very hard for me to attach all the pieces of the music world here in Thailand. In America, it's a lot easier for me because I'm American, right? But do you feel like there's a scene here? And are you part of the alternate scene or the however you describe your music? Are you in that scene? And is there a rank and an order? And does the scene move? And is it at certain places, or is it not definable?
The music scene in Thailand, right?
Yeah, for the music you play and the types of your sound or however you categorize yourself.
Are you trying to ask me that?
Yes.
Is there a scene for my band to play, or
I guess because I know where you play. I mean, it's on your social media.
there's a scene for me to play, yeah, for my band to play, but not as much as the mainstream side.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. And so does the scene extend to Chiang Mai for you, or down to your hometown or Songkhla, or is it countrywide, or is it really just a Bangkok phenomenon?
I mean, like for the alternative music, it's mostly in like big towns, like Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Khon Kaen, yeah.
And so you've just sort of put a circle around Bangkok, and when you said that, so do you travel much now to play? I'm not seeing
Outside Bangkok, right?
Yeah.
Not that much. Not
Is
that much.
is that on the horizon for you? Is that something you want to do?
Yeah.
And how about like Vietnam or Myanmar?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And are your friends in other bands? Is that happening?
It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would say that for music in Thailand, right? I don't think the
Right.
the mainstream side
Right. Where are
is
they?
is
Is there a scene for that?
the mainstream side like for
Yeah, the big bands.
is growing, but the alternative scene has taken a big leap.
Yeah, forward.
Cause like because mostly it's the because I would say that a lot of Thai artists in the alternative scene, right? They're trying to make it outside Thailand, which is a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. That was a stupid question or a series of questions. I'm just trying to figure out. Like, I don't see big sort of countrywide tours. I mean, there are bands that do, but I just don't see a lot of space for that. I don't see the profound sort of excitement around the traveling rock and roll bands or bands that have 20 or 40 venue gigs over several months period. It's just not part of this culture, I think.
Yeah, it's not part of the culture, man. Yeah.
And I imagine for a Thai growing up in that scene, it's and trying to define that, like, what are our boundaries? Like, yeah, we'd love to go play Chiang Mai, but what are the limitations to that? There aren't 100 venues.
Yeah.
It's not a huge city to start with, but, you know, things like that, you know, seem to be more challenging here. And for a band like yours that has broad appeal and potentially mass appeal, I sit and I think, how do you go about developing that? You know, and all roads, I think now, 2024 lead to social media, right?
I would say Thai artists are very talented, but what we lack is support. Yeah. It's, you know.
Why do you put quotes around that? That means, you know, fans should do more?
It's not fan, man. It's like,
okay, so management, etc.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
It's like,
yeah, okay.
Maybe from would it be okay if I mention the government?
Sure. Okay, right. So I get it. So there's some perception or actuality of interference if your message goes to if it deviates.
Yeah.
Yeah. People step in and say, hey,
yeah,
maybe not your best bet.
Or an organization,
right,
or things like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's not a natural Hollywood and affiliated Hollywood products here that's as deep. And when you look at other countries like Japan, they have all those things. And
I think the thing is the ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah. If the ecosystem is good, then why not? Because people have potential.
Yeah.
Then you can grow.
Yeah. It's also a smaller country.
Yeah.
You know, numbers wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, Grammy can't hire 5,000 acts. It's going to pick. You know, if there were 50 Grammys, then it'd be different, right? But yeah, it's interesting. Well, it's interesting to hear you say that, and I'm glad you said it, because I always want to be critical in sort of uneducated ways, like do better, you know, sign with someone, you know, get out there, but there's just not a lot of opportunity considering how many bands are trying, right? So there's only a certain number of places in the queue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, interesting. Well, I think you figured out how to get around it, because it seems like you're having progressive growth. So, you know, knock on wood, or whatever we say in Thailand for that. But what is, if I could ask you more, this is education, so you educating me. Ticket Melon. Have you ever sold Kosum Boy tickets on Ticket Melon?
I think the tonight's event is the first one.
Right. Okay. So that's cool. So that's starts to sound like guaranteed fees, or at least you can call in and say, hey, how many tickets have we sold? And you start to have quantities of money that are countable in advance that you can start to have discussions with people about. Like, okay, you know, we put it on Ticket Melon. How many do we sell? 1,000. Okay. I know what my share of our deal was. Great. And it's interesting as you move into these more secure relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get your studio where you can record at a high level. You get your venues that have a distribution thing that allows you to recoup expenses and make some dough and, you know, go get the meals or whatever else you negotiate and travel. So I was happy to see that. So how about venues? So this venue you're talking to me, you just said you're playing at tonight, is at the end of Sukhumvit Soi 26 in a sort of little commercial enclave. I think there's two of them. There's K Village and A Square, and they sort of touch each other across the street, and there's high-end stuff in it, like a Harley-Davidson motorcycle store. There's a Vespa store. There's a Wine Connection, which is, you know, expensive meats and stuff, alcohols, obviously. And then there's an awesome building that probably most people don't know about that has the Rock Academy. It's like a music, which is cool.
Yeah, good music school. Yeah.
Right. It's very cool. Yeah. Right next to a wave machine. I think the guy, a friend of mine, Jay, maybe have made. And then this big venue. It's large inside there, right? Can fit hundreds of people. Yeah, maybe not thousands, but getting up there. And so this is that intermediate space now in Bangkok. You're not in someone's living room. You're not in an event that you cram 200 people in and it's chaos. This is a leisurely come in and listen. I think this is based on the work that you and your friends have done at other locations here. I think this is a direct knock-on. So good. Thanks to these guys or these women who developed it, because it really seems like it's filling a huge gap in the music scene, is to have a good place to go play. So is this your first time there?
Playing, Blueprint. Yeah, first time. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's sort of exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah.
So what time do you sound check, or is it just before you play?
5:30.
Okay, so we're gonna be sensitive to that. So we're getting close to that. But all right. So any other? Do you have any? So you have Moonride, which you're releasing, and does that generate? We need to go out and play so our fans can hear the new material, or is it not that calculated? Is it not that planned? Are you just like, we're going to play when we can play now and we're going to record when we can record? And so you're going to look for gigs and you'll take any gig, or are you trying to be out and play more? Because it seems like you're playing a lot lately.
I think we'll try to play like as much as possible.
Okay.
As many gigs as possible.
Yeah. Okay. And how long is your set tonight? Half an hour, an hour?
45 minutes. Yeah,
what can you guys do? 3 hours, 4 hours, or is that pushing your limits?
3 hours, 4 hours.
You got that much material?
I guess we might have to play like covers, like maybe like 3 Beatles albums.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
What's your view on playing covers? Do you take a song and make it your own and then cover it, or do you do Eleanor Rigby exactly the same? Or?
I think it's a good good way to get people's attention to, you know, because sometimes if your band is a newbie and then you play your music, people will be like, oh
yeah, what is this?
Okay, what is this? And if you play something that people know, then okay, yeah.
What is your decision to go with the Thai cover that's every Thai is going to know, or to go with the Western cover that maybe the hip alternate Westerners are going to know? Or what's the philosophy of the Kosum Boy band cover ratio? Or do you not have one? Or do you not care? Is it not that ridiculous?
I don't know. I don't think too much about that. Yeah.
What Beatles songs do you play? Do you play any as a Kosum Boy?
We don't. I mean, like,
live.
Actually, we don't do covers. Though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
not one backup. Let's just say you're stringing your guitar on your knees and you can't sing in the band. You say, "Play, we can work it out," or something. No. Oh, good. I'm not saying you should. We don't carry a lot of them with us either.
Yeah.
There's a million. I mean, I think Frank can play a million songs on any given night if he needs to, but it's not the point, right? It's not who's memorized the most.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Is there anything about the band you wanted me to ask or talk about? I think I've covered. You got songs. So Kosum Boy. Your social media is variations of that, right? So Kosum Boy on Instagram and Facebook. SoundCloud, you're on there. Spotify? I forgot. I didn't even look.
Spotify. Yeah, Spotify.
I was listening to to Tractor JP. We had him in here the other day, and he does his synthesized stuff. Some of it's wild, but I have a bunch of SoundCloud up on my phone lately, so I jumped off of Spotify for the last couple of days. Website? You guys don't have a website? No? You sell?
Right now we don't have a website,
Okay.
but we'll have one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should. I just okay. I think I covered most of what I saw. Is there something you thought I missed? Is there an interview with you? You had the Cat Radio interview, which is long interview, right? It's like 16, 20 minutes. Yeah. Is it a woman or man? I couldn't. I think it's a woman. Right?
A woman. Yeah.
Were you in a different building or a different room, or were you?
We were in the same room.
Huh? That was COVID mask, or was it post-COVID?
We wore masks.
Yeah. Where was that? Where's Cat Radio? Is it a physical place?
I think it was Town in Town. It was in Town in Town. Yeah.
Huh? What is that? A Town in Town?
You know, what is it?
Ladbra?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Around that area. Yeah.
Town in Town, and it's is it a music area or something, or is it?
It's not a music area. It's an area where a lot of offices.
Okay. So it's like it's like RCA or something like that.
Was it like production offices? Are there?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like movie production.
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard of this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to knew a video guy who had an office out there. Huh. Okay. Well, cool. Anything else I missed? I'm trying to think. Band members. Anything you want to say about the band members, the guys in the band?
Well, I'm just so glad that they they got in the same boat with me.
Nice.
That I don't know, man. I don't think about success. This might sound like a cliche, but having them with me, joining my journey right now, is success already.
Yeah.
I'm glad to play with solid musicians.
Yeah.
For me, this is the success right now.
Yeah.
Beyond anything.
Cool.
Yeah, like these guys, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been shocked this week to have not paid better attention because you've had such a huge. I'm not going to say improvement. Your development is notable and excellent. So it's very cool. So what's your keyboard player's name?
Tin.
Tin. That's a Thai name. So is that a nickname? Tin.
That's
okay.
his nickname.
All right. So keyboard Tin, and then
Tin.
you got the bass player.
Erd.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty rock and roll. You got the other guitarist.
Jane.
Guy.
Yeah, and then a drummer, Billy.
Tin. Billy.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And do you and Jane split parts, roles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you defining boundaries or is it established?
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. You got two guitars, you got bands that have two guitars, Aerosmith, just who plays what when.
Yeah. Because our guitar parts are very managed.
Yeah.
Like we don't play the same parts all the time. To create like variation. We try to like do different things at the same time. Yeah. When playing songs.
Huh.
Yeah.
And do you guys, if you were asked to come in here today and I said, hey, could you just do two guitars and play your song? Could you play Alone and Rock and Love and Sound?
Yeah.
On an acoustic, Alone?
Yeah.
And would you want him to be in with you? Is it?
Yeah.
And a drummer on a drum pad? Yeah, I think it's interesting, those sort of variations on the original, right? When you get put in these venues or these spaces where it's like, can't you just do that? And you're like, yeah, whatever, right? Okay, well, anything coming up that you want to let us know about? I mean, this maybe will come out in a week or two, but it usually doesn't help drive traffic to events. It's sort of meant for historical purposes. Anything else you want to bring up? anything about Bangkok or anything about music scene?
Anything about Bangkok and music scene?
So you got a Kosum Boy T-shirt on. Are you selling those, or do you just got a box?
This is a prototype, man.
Right.
We will.
It looks fresh.
Yeah.
It looks like it probably has
yeah.
fresh shirt smell.
It's like this is a try. It's a prototype. So
All right. Well, let us know when you get them, and we'll
yeah.
mention them on the
Yeah.
description of the podcast and say, order Kosum Boy material from this website.
That'd be cool, man. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, let's do this. So, Roman Anton podcast, we tried to do 3 parts, and you and I agreed that we'd have the interview part, which is first, and then there'd be a performance, which is going to be you tonight at the print gallery on Soi 26, Sukhumvit Soi 26, right? Is it in K Village or A Square? Which one is it in? K Village? Frank doesn't know. So it's over that way. It's over on the Pechenbury, or it's on the Rama IV side is the closer one. So if you're coming in. And then that will be our venue. So we had talked about going to Benjikiti or somewhere else, but we've done that. So we will introduce to the Roman Anton world a new venue and an awesome venue tonight, which is Blueprint Gallery. So does that sound good? So we'll see you in a couple hours.
Yeah, let's rock, man.
All right, Frank.
You guys will be rocked.
Yeah, good. We good, Frank? All right, let's stop there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Somewhere nice, your headlight can snatch my heart away. My shadow just fell for you tonight. I cannot let go. These feelings are so turn around, turn around. Whenever you're around, my heart goes on the ground. Gotta kiss you now.มี2 ประโยคผมจะร้องเองปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บปุ๊บปุ๊บปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บ สูงขึ้นได้ปะ One, two. วันนี้ได้ไหมเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเอาให้รัดเลยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยทำเองได้ไหมให้ผมกินน้ำไม่เสร็จนะเราไปดูไปต่อเลย It's just so good It's just so good เมลอนเมลอนเมลอนเลยเมลอนเมลอนเมลอนเลยเมลอนเมลอนเมลอนเลย80 ทีเอาให้ถึงนะ
Kosum Boy at the Blueprint. I was
Yeah,
calling
Blueprint.
it gallery. I think it's Blueprint Live House.
Yeah, it's Blueprint Live House actually.
And I don't know what the hell this thing is called here, but it's a water ride, so you can surf here. And
Yeah.
so I told you guys earlier in the interview that we're in a pretty nice complex back here, but this is a 200, 300 person venue over here. You can hear the next
Yes.
act coming up. I don't
Yes.
know if you know who that is, but you opened up tonight and had a full room. It was very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did some sing-along stuff I wasn't ready for. That was fun.
It was fun, yeah.
And then you did Moonride?
Moonride, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That sounded awesome.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah,
And
new
the
release.
last song, I don't think I know.
It's called Tiger Crawling.
Yeah, I haven't seen that or heard that.
Yeah.
Is that out on video or anything else?
We haven't released it
Yeah,
yet,
good.
but we've planned to record it
Nice.
for sure.
Yeah,
for
good.
Sure.
So it's ready. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Frank was running around the room with the camera, so I'll get some other footage. But keyboard guy exceeded expectations, right? What's his name?
Tim.
Tim. That's right.
Tim.
That's the first guy. So good stuff. It's about 45 minutes. How'd it go for you up there? Were you comfortable?
At first, I was very nervous because since our band is kind of new.
Yeah.
And we were kind of new to the crowd, so I think people came here to see the other two bands,
right.
but we were like, okay, fuck it,
Yeah.
let's hit it and
Yeah.
let's go crazy and let's go wow and have fun. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all we did, you know.
The reason I'm asking is the sing-along went so well, and I thought for the first time that's sort of, you're right? Yeah, it's good. It's cool. Yeah, well, good. I'm glad I got to see this. So Frank took some photos inside. We're going to take some more shots around the venue, but I appreciate those you coming out tonight. Yeah, it's
Thanks
fun.
for coming, man.
Yeah. So Frank,
Kingpin.
Yeah, there we go.
Check out Kingpin.
That's all right. All right, thanks, Franco. Let's shut it down. All right.
Thank you.
Good. It's cool?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Thank you,
Way
man.
to go, man. It was fun.
Appreciate it, man.
1, 2, 3, quiet.